Well, speaking of, Malik,
Malik. Awesome. Okay, so explain this image to me.
so this was one of the scrimmages right before we started gameplay. Um, and if you've been following Malik, he loves to run the ball. So I just was able to capture this. I think I was in the end zone and I was shooting this 70 to 200. Um, Obviously I zoomed in, but I thought it was a great photo. I think I shot at 2.8 f-stop. So,
Okay.
but
So first, but I want to say this before we kind of move on.
okay.
There's a reason why I'm asking you, like why this image, or like this
Yeah.
first question, because it's really good for you to, when you're self-editing, asking yourself these questions and being
Okay.
really, really honest with yourself. And if you have doubt, if there's something that's doubt, like either show it to somebody and say, hey, like I really like this image, but there's this and that. Have them either, kind of like, yeah, I agree. There's, or there's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's really good to learn how to edit
Yeah.
yourself, because your portfolio, if you want to make this a career in the future based on your images alone, it's really good to learn how to edit yourself.
Okay.
So asking yourself these questions picture by picture really helps you tone it down to your best work. Like, you should be showing your best work.
Okay.
If you ask people like Kevin or any of these, people that have been shooting forever to look through your work, and you send them, I did this. I sent Simon Bree like 70 pictures from a Falcons game that I shot like a couple years ago, and he tore me into pieces because he's
Really?
like, I shouldn't be looking through 70 pictures, dude. Like,
Yeah.
You should be narrowing this down to like 10 max, like around that number. The same, that's how you should approach your website, your portfolio, and things like that. So that's, again, tangent, but that's why I wanted to explain that before we move forward. Like, it's really good to ask yourself these questions, not just other people.
That's funny that you say that, because at the beginning of the summer when I started shooting for football practice, I would give like my boss like probably like 60 photos from practice that day. And one day he was like, I want you to take the best 15, edit those and then send them to me, because I just want to see, like, as far as what you were saying earlier about like timeless photos, like being able to see what looks good, and not like all of those random other photos that really don't like showcase what you're, like what you see, and what you're talented at. So that's funny that you say that, because that's something he emphasized.
Yeah, and it helps you promote yourself better. You look at some of the best people to shoot, it's just sports alone.
Yeah.
They have tons of bad images. Like, they know how to pull that one to make their portfolio pop. They know that one that made the story, like told the story of the day, down to like that one shot out of that big burst. They just know how to do that.
Yeah.
And when you do this more and more, you start to do it on the field too.
Yeah.
So you'll start to like be shooting those images, and it's almost like your brain saw all those shots, and you're like, okay, I know there was that one in there that did it.
Yeah.
Like, just you'll start to do it before you even put your card in the computer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good. It's good to learn how to do that. So this brings me to, did you crop this?
Yeah.
How much of a crop did you do?
I think I cropped it. You could see the offensive line. And so I cropped it in quite a bit.
Okay. So this is something that I brought up to a lot of people to a lot of up and coming creatives and stuff like that. And same talk actually that I was talking about with Simon and the Falcon shoot and stuff like that. He hit home that learn how to use what you have to the best of your abilities. Don't try to pretend like it's a 400 millimeter lens.
Okay.
I don't like getting too technical, but this is something that I see time and time again because it's not so much like y'all are just like younger people do it on purpose. Like there was a thought that running through my mind when I used to do it of like, I need to get this. Like, this is a moment that I need to get, and I don't know how else to get it other than shooting with my 7200.
Yeah.
But these are the moments you just kind of have to be honest with yourself and just say, like, I have a 7200. That is way over there.
Yeah.
Let it come to me.
Okay.
That's when you take that time that you're shooting this moment that's so far away from you to anticipate where you should be when it is close to you.
Okay.
Because Malik's been scoring a lot of touchdowns recently.
Yeah.
So if you wait in the back of the end zone, I'm sure you'll catch something of something important.
Yeah.
You don't need to shoot your 7200 across the field.
Okay.
It's just, and I know it's hard because you see other people on the sideline doing it too. You're just like, oh my gosh, Siri, I don't want to talk to you. You see all of them doing it, and you're just like, I want that.
Yeah.
And that will only happen when you are capable of, either renting, purchasing that specific piece of gear.
Yeah.
But the people who really know how to make magic happen know how to use their gear to the best of capacity they can do. Yeah,
that's really helpful. I think sometimes I get my mind in, oh, that's distracting. Like the things in the image are distracting that I want to crop it in so much that you lose like what's going on. You lose context of the image. I think that's where I struggle.